Hey everybody, we are back. We are doing another international ration today. This one happens to come from no other place than Sweden, which is awesome. I've done a few other of these, except for it came from a different manufacturer called 24-Hour Meals. This is from Outmeals. It is menu number 10, and it said it is a special purpose Arctic ration. And you can see all those calories, almost 5,000. Super cool. We can kind of see everything inside, but let's not cheat ourselves. Let's bust into this thing and see what we got. And really quick, just so you can see calorie counts from fats and fibers and all of that stuff. Regular plastic bag that you can reuse to put your trash in, whatever, store your food. I believe this has like 2 little pockets. Take scissors, knife, whatever you need to cut this thing open. Has a nice heat seal and a nice zip seal to keep everything condensed in together. And if you look in here really quick, you can see it has a very small little hole right here, and it says tear off. That's exactly what we're going to do. This thing, bust it open. Ah, totally cool. I just recently watched a Danish Arctic ration, and I was commenting, I like the way how this new packaging is going, and bam, here we go, we've got some of the same exact packaging. Here we go, we've got some Nut Walker peanuts. It's just roasted and salted, and you can look, it's the company is in Denmark, but you read here, it's packaged in Thailand. That talk about international. Some roasted sunflower seeds. Tuna lemon pepper. It seems to be a staple for a lot of these rations. Some cocoa flavored beverage powder. Exotic flavor. This is an isotonic drink. Seeing how I forgot about this. This is an orange flavored cake. Grapefruit flavored isotonic drink. There's an apple flavored one. And a vanilla drink recovery powder. It's probably like a protein drink kind of thing. Yep, right on the back. Milk, protein. Oh, and then you get a vanilla, you get a chocolate one too. That's kind of cool. Get a little fruit stick. Looks like it is dates and blueberries. Fruit muesli with strawberries. This is looking very much the same as that Danish ration. Some tortillas. Okay. Disinfectant swab. Now we're getting some of these blah band meals. Now we're heading back to some wilderness stew, pasta bolognese, and rice pudding. Got a really cool looking spoon. Pretty tough too, but I imagine if it was cold out it might be pretty brittle. Little accessory packet thing. We'll take a look at that in a second. Another zip seal bag. This might be for, I don't know, purifying water or something to that effect, or trash, who knows. A chocolate bar. This is probably the best named item for anything in a ration I have ever seen, especially for, as old Smokey says, butt ration. It's oops. Oops, classic sensitive. Yay! The last thing you want is oops, abrasive sandpaper. And you get 2 little protein bars. One is raspberry and one is like chocolate mints. And the last thing in here is some farmhouse pate. We're seeing that there's no crackers or anything. I'm guessing you use this on tortillas. Your guess is as good as mine. Well, let's take a look at this little accessory packet. And then this thing, geez, let's see if I can open it up. Three coffees, 3 gums. It has 3 disinfection swabs, and remember there was another loose one inside of the bag. Wow, what a ton of stuff. Well, let's divide this up into a couple different meals. We'll get some stuff heated up, drinks made, and we'll start chowing down. Okay, let's bust into breakfast. We have some caveats with breakfast because a lot of places in Europe, breakfast is relatively light. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this muesli, and of course, we're going to have this grapefruit drink with breakfast. As soon as I woke up in the morning, I would eat this little raspberry protein bar to get that furnace stoked, and then I would immediately pound one of these vanillas, get that protein into you. And while I was waiting for this stuff to heat up, of course, that would be a good time to have my cup of coffee. And for the sake of time, I'm just going to blast through this, prep stuff, and let's start sampling. Now our muesli. All right, let's start going. Like I said, I would eat this when I was still in my sleeping bag just to get that furnace stoked. This is raspberry. It does have a nice raspberry flavor to it. Very chewy, sweet, enough to get those juices in that mouth flowing. And with that, I would do this vanilla recovery shake mix. It's just nice. It helps wake you up. It's not overly powerful. It does have a nice sweet vanilla taste, but it's not really sharp. It's not going to like slap you awake in the face like a cup of cappuccino. And like I said, with this, I would have this right in my sleeping bag before I even moved. The muesli can be done cold or hot, doesn't matter, just as it needs 5 minutes to rehydrate these. It says rehydrate the cereal flakes, and it's oats, rye, it says wheat. It also has little fruits in here, which are apples, plums, and strawberries. And then it has some sunflower seeds. But then looking in here, you still can't escape it. You have glucose syrup or high fructose syrup in here as well for the sweetening agent. A little bit of our grapefruit drink. That's almost really good. I'm usually not a fan of grapefruit, but this is really sweet with this milk in here as well. And this is tart, so it kind of gives it a nice offset. They really complement each other. And then either beforehand or afterwards, just to round things out, a nice little cup of coffee. Get some caffeine in that system. Caffeine is important because caffeine or a cigarette in the morning helps you from killing your squad mates. And then lastly, you either brush your teeth, follow it up with some Vesix gum, some dental gum, to clean those pearly whites. Now, being in this very cold climate, it requires you to hydrate massively and to feed often. So we're going to do kind of like a second breakfast. We're going to have this is going to be nice and simple, no must fuss, just keep it in your jacket pocket, and when you start getting hungry, 10 o'clock, whatever, just pull this right out and start chewing. It's going to be our little tuna roll-ups. We've got this date blueberry bar. We would just bust these right out, toss that sucker. The nice thing about this is they would not be this stiff because they would be right up against your body, and your body heat would soften these things up, make them a lot more pliable than they are right now. Which I never understood why they had to fold these things. They could have just made a bigger package where they just laid these things flat. But no, some military big shot said, oh, it's got to be compact, it's got to be compact. And this is just tuna, lime, and pepper. Nothing else added, nothing else in it. Some nice chunks, it'll give us some nice protein. Jeez, what the heck is going on here? And like I said, no muss, no fuss. These go just right down the hatch. And then same goes for our little date blueberry wrap bar thing, whatever this happens to be. Jeez, if I can get it out of here. Just this long compressed date blueberry stick. I guess that's a good word for it. And definitely there's 2 dates on there. The date is the most prominent thing. But if you like dates, you'll like that. And also sometime during that time, if you get hungry, you can have these on your person for a little snack in between your second breakfast and lunch. Whatever you want to do. And now lunch is here. We've got another drink. What is this? This is apple flavored drink. We got our stew and we got some rice pudding. I personally prefer having lunch my larger meal of the day, if not breakfast. And we're going to continue that. And this pate, I was at a loss what to do with it, so I'm just going to throw it inside of my stew. If nothing else, it'll just add more calories and more flavor. And each one of these respectively is 350 milliliter and 300 milliliter. And not to get off track, but I've mentioned this before, this type of container by Blaban is one of the most superior containers for freeze-dried stuff that I have seen. It's small enough that you don't need to cut the bag to get into it. It's easy to stir all of the contents, and it is an ingenious design. And if you're out in the field and you don't have a measure, it'll tell you what letter to fill it to, and it has all the letters on the inside for your fill lines. And the thing about the water is if you put too much in and it's too soupy, just drain it before you eat it. Alright, it says 10 minutes on the bag. It's been in here probably a little longer than that. You can see it has thickened up nicely. We'll give that a nice little stir. Oh, the aromas coming off there it's kind of weird. It smells salty. And then let's take a look at this. Wow, that turned into a solid mass as well. Well, let's try to, we'll put that to the side. We're going to get this first. And remember, I put our pate in there. And we'll still have more goodies in there. Let's give that a go. Obviously, looks like we got some rice in here. Rice bits. And again in here it says it's got rice, beef, potato, glucose syrup, of course, green beans, mushrooms, salt, onion, Reindeer meat is 0.07%. Wow. Parsley and rosemary extract. It's very mushy, very soft. You would expect that was something that was freeze-dried and reconstituted. It's kind of hard to see the little meat bits in there. It's beef and reindeer, and it is pouring into my hand, which is nice and hot. The little beef bits are kind of nice and chewy. They've all reconstituted very well because they're so tiny. I guess there's a little parsley and rosemary bits right here. Man, it's really kind of hard to see. And I'm thinking these little brown, darker specks are probably the mushrooms. It is on the salt. Oh. Trying to set rice down my lungs. It is on the saltier side, but it has a lot of flavor. It packs a good flavor punch. I'm trying to see if I can find any. Here we go. Here's a little bit of that pate that we mixed into there. It's a farmhouse pate. And it's like a little silky, creamy smoothie a little bit. Oh, man. Well, here's a good chunk of it, too. How about we just... It's nice and warm through. Oh, man, look at that yummy stuff. Man, that adds a lot of creaminess to it. Now let's take a look at our rice pudding. Of course, it looks like we got, it says raspberries. That is, that might not be coming out of there. That is a mass, I mean a mass of rice porridge with raspberries. Oh well, damage was done. It's on the workstation. It has a good raspberry smell. You can smell it right off of the bat. It looks very sticky. Little raspberry chunks. I wasn't expecting that at all. It is not sweet at all. It does have a little bit of that raspberry extract flavor. It's all soft. It's reconstituted perfectly. There's no little crunchy bits. And I know I'm an American and all that, but man, just a little bit of sugar on here, just for a little bit of sweetness. We just add so much, but there's supposed to be already a buttload of sugar in here, so maybe you shouldn't add any more. And let's give our apple drink a try. It has that nice apple fragrance. I mean, you can really smell it, especially when you poured that powder into this glass. Man, nice and hearty. And it has that coolness because you used hot water. This is cold water, so you get that nice little calming, cooling, refreshing effect. It's pretty good. And then, like I said, throughout the day, we could go ahead and sample on these. So let's check out our roasted, salted sunflower seeds. They look all nice. And again, they are pre-salted. Let's give those a good try. And these are really good because they give you that little protein, a little bit of carb, a little bit of salt for rehydration. And we'll try these ones too. The roasted salted peanuts. You see, got a little bit of skins in there as well. Yep. And these are significantly saltier than these sunflower seeds. Alright, now we're getting near the end of the day. We've got our little dinner set up. We have some pasta bolognese, a nice little cake, and we've got some exotic flavor drink. Which most of the time this is like a mango or a cantaloupe, something to that effect. It doesn't say exactly what kind of fruit juice it is on the bag, so we will make do. Again, this calls for 400 ml of water. Such a fan of these. Got little curly cube pastas in there. Just seat these things so all that stuff is right on the bottom. It makes it water absorb right into that so quick. Man, that really fills that thing up. And get all in those little edges and corners. Span, and you all just missed a great blooper. Apparently this edge over here wasn't quite sealed, and when I went to shake the bag, it all dumped on my hand. You gotta love doing reviews. And I'm looking all over. Where's my disinfection swab and my gum? And it's over here. Duh. Alright, let's see what we got. You see that? It's all nice, firm, solid. I mean, you should see how much is really in here. It really is insane. I mean, that mount is that high. Everything seems to have reconstituted nicely. Everything's springy. I'm not hearing any of those chicks or clinks like you would if one of these pastas had not rehydrated and was still firm. Oh, look at that stuff. Well, let's give this a go. Very tomatoey. I mean, that's the overridden thing. It doesn't taste salty, it just tastes tomatoey. What we have in here, it says pasta, tomato, palm fat, beef is only 8.2%, so there's not going to be a lot of beef in there. Potato starch, onion, salt, garlic flavoring, parsley, spices. Just to give you just a better look at that. Look at all that stuff in there. It's hard to kind of see any parsley, but the main thing I just see is tomato. These little beef bits. There's more little beef bits over here. Here, maybe you can see that. Look like little beef roundels almost. And this is very acidic. I would say if you do suffer for heartburn, it would behoove you if you put a little sugar on here to temper that acidity down, because I would imagine this would wreck you with heartburn if you suffered from acid reflux, kind of like how I do. So this would probably be something that I would trade with another person in my squad or my section. And in that bite, it was kind of neat because I got a little bit of chewiness, a little bit of hint from like dehydrated or freeze-dried onion. Try some of our exotic drink. It doesn't really have, it has a slight fruity kind of flavor, but it's really watered down. It's not as potent or in your face as the last one. And we have this orange flavored cake. It's a yellow cake. Looks like the exact same stuff packaging that you got in the United Nations CRPs from, I was going to say Arifo, but looks like these are manufactured by Yomipsa in Spain. Very moist, not crumbly at all, not like anything that you would get like Bridgeford. I mean, you actually squeeze this, you can see all those little nooks and crannies in there. Very moist. This stuff's actually really good with just the slightest hint of an orange flavor. Wow, and that is what you'd have for dinner. Now we have a few things left, and I would hold on to these for my late night dinner snacks if I had to have radio watch or something like that, a nice little chocolate bar. And then also we've got this mint chocolate bar. Have a hot chocolate and 2 cups of coffee. Anything you can do to help you stay awake for radio watch, your overnight watch, whatever. And then right before you went into sleep for your good snooze period, pound down this recovery powdered chocolate drink, this nice protein drink, to help all those muscles and everything get all nice and happy for the next day. And you see me make the vanilla software go that. You've all seen hot chocolate a zillion times. Same thing with coffee. So let's just bust this stuff out. Look what we see, what we got inside. It looks almost identical to the other one, except for it is chocolate on the inside. It has a really nice minty flavor, and it's got like these like cocoa crispy bits in there that you get like in a first strike ration bar. Very good. Something like that would be great for like radio watch. And then again, we have this nice little chocolate bar. And it's a nice piece of dark chocolate too, probably 60% cocoa. And something like this would go really well with a cup of coffee or your hot chocolate late at night. Let's give that a nice little taste. It's nice and bitter, coats your mouth. Just dip that in your hot chocolate or your coffee. Kind of melts a little bit, makes it a little gooey. Ah, perfect. Well, everybody, this was a Swedish special purpose Arctic ration. Menu number 10 from Outmeals. Absolutely awesome. 5,000 calories of yummy goodness. Thank you, Roger, for sending this. I really appreciate it. And thank you all out there that have subscribed to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and like the Facebook page, man. Absolutely awesome. And I look forward to bringing another review to you guys very soon. Bye.